My beloved soul, listen carefully. God sent a stranger, yes, a stranger whose name you may never remember, whose face you may never see again, to confirm the identity of your true soulmate, and you almost dismissed it as coincidence. But heaven will not allow you to ignore what was divinely orchestrated. My beloved soul, this message is not random, it is not accidental, and it is not emotional imagination. You were led here on purpose. Before we go any deeper, I must ask you in reverence and faith. If this message already stirs something inside your spirit, type, "I receive this" in the comments as a declaration that your heart is open. Like this video, so that this word may reach another waiting soul. Subscribe and click the bell so you do not miss what heaven releases next. And if you feel led in your heart, you may send a super thanks as a voluntary act of faith. Never pressure, never obligation, never connected to receiving blessings or miracles, but simply as a personal seed of gratitude. Now, listen carefully, because what I am about to reveal is sacred. A stranger crossed your path, and in a moment so simple, so ordinary, something inside you shifted. They spoke a word, they asked a question, they mentioned a name, they described a trait, and suddenly your spirit trembled. You tried to brush it off, you told yourself it was nothing, yet your heart would not let it go. Hear this. This is not a coincidence. Heaven is watching, and God has not forgotten you. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment, because what seemed small was actually prophetic confirmation. For months, maybe years, you have prayed for clarity about your true soulmate. You have asked God to remove confusion, to silence counterfeits, to expose what is not meant for you. You have cried in silence, wondering if you misheard him, wondering if you imagined the promise. But Ecclesiastes 3:11 declares, "He has made everything beautiful in its time." In its time. Not your time, not their time, but his time. That stranger was not random. They were positioned. They were sent as a whisper from heaven to confirm what your spirit already knew. But your fear tried to silence. Stay with me till the end. Something powerful is waiting for you. You have been in a season of waiting, and waiting has tested you. Waiting has purified you. Waiting has stripped you of impatience and pride. In the quiet nights when no one saw your tears, you questioned whether the promise of love was still yours. But Isaiah 60:22 says, "When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen." My beloved soul, the time is aligning. That stranger's words were not accidental conversation. They were divine interruption. They confirmed details only you and God discussed in prayer. They echoed traits you wrote down in your journal. They described the character of the one you have been sensing in your spirit. You felt chills because your spirit recognized truth. Do not leave yet. Heaven has more to reveal. The enemy tried to make you doubt, he whispered. It is nothing. It is coincidence. Do not hope again. But hope is rising again inside you, and that is not weakness, it is confirmation. The stranger did not know the depth of what they carried. They did not know they were being used as a messenger. Just as a servant was used to confirm Rebekah to Isaac, he still uses unexpected vessels to reveal divine unions. You have asked for a sign, and when it came quietly, gently, without spectacle, because God wanted your spirit to discern it, not your emotions to chase it. My beloved soul, listen carefully. This confirmation did not come to excite you temporarily. It came to anchor you permanently. The one you have been praying for is real. They are not a fantasy. They are not a lesson. They are not a test. They are your divine counterpart. And heaven is aligning circumstances even now. My beloved soul, do not scroll past this, because what I am about to say next carries weight. The stranger confirmed not only identity but timing. You felt a shift in the air, as if something long delayed was finally moving. Psalm 27:14 says, "Wait for the Lord, be strong, and let your heart take courage." You waited, you endured, you surrendered, and now courage is returning to your heart. That stranger was proof that God has been orchestrating conversations behind the scenes. Your true soulmate has been prepared in ways you cannot yet see. While you were healing, they were healing. While you were learning patience, they were learning faithfulness. While you were being refined, they were being shaped. This is divine alignment. This is sacred timing. And heaven is watching every step. Stay present, my beloved soul, because the final word will change everything. You have feared disappointment before. You trusted before and were hurt. You believed before and were let down. So when the stranger spoke, part of you wanted to protect your heart. But hear this, God is not playing with your emotions. Lamentations 3:25 says, "The Lord is good to those who wait for him, to the soul who seeks him." You have sought him in this matter. You have placed your desire before him, and he is not mocking your longing. The stranger's confirmation was gentle, because God is healing your trust slowly. He is restoring your ability to believe again. My beloved soul, do not withdraw now. Do not shut down hope now. The very fact that this message resonates is evidence that you were led here on purpose. You are not crazy. You are not delusional. You are discerning. Heaven is validating what your spirit sensed. The true soulmate you have been praying for carries specific characteristics: integrity, kindness, spiritual hunger, emotional depth. And when the stranger described them, your heart whispered, "That is them." My beloved soul, hold that whisper sacred. Do not allow doubt to steal it. Something is unfolding. Do not skip ahead in your mind. Remain anchored in faith, because God is not only confirming identity, he is preparing encounter. The distance between confirmation and manifestation is shrinking. Every tear you cried was collected. Psalm 56:8 says, "He keeps your tears in a bottle." Not one was wasted. The waiting was not punishment. It was preparation. And now the air feels different, does it not? There is anticipation rising quietly within you. That stranger was the trumpet before the arrival. Heaven is watching, and God has not forgotten you. My beloved soul, stay with me a little longer, because this revelation deepens. The reason God used a stranger is because strangers carry neutrality. They carry no bias. They owe you nothing. They gain nothing. Which means the confirmation came pure. It was not manipulation. It was not flattery. It was divine echo. God often uses unexpected voices to confirm what he has already spoken privately. Just as he used Elizabeth to confirm Mary's miracle, he used a stranger to confirm your promise. And when Elizabeth spoke, the baby leaped. When the stranger spoke, your spirit leaped. That leap is sacred. Do not dismiss it. You have been asking, "Lord, is this really the one?" And heaven answered through an ordinary vessel. Stay attentive, my beloved soul, because the final moments of this message carry prophetic fire. The identity of your true soulmate has been sealed in heaven. What God joins together, no one can separate. The counterfeits are fading. The confusion is clearing. The stranger was the beginning of clarity, and clarity brings peace. You feel calmer now when you think about this person, do you not? The anxiety is less. The striving is less. That is because confirmation brings rest. Philippians 1:6 says, "He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion." This love story was begun by God, and he will complete it. My beloved soul, do not fear the silence between now and manifestation. Silence does not mean inactivity. It means divine orchestration. Behind the scenes, conversations are happening. Hearts are being softened. Paths are being aligned. The stranger was proof that movement has already begun. And I declare over you now, what you prayed for is nearer than you think. The true soulmate God prepared for you is being drawn closer by divine timing. You will not miss them. You will not lose them. What is yours by God cannot be stolen. This was your confirmation. This was your sign. This was your divine reassurance. Rest now. Trust now. Believe again. The stranger was sent because heaven wanted you to know your true soulmate is real, identified, and approaching. And I speak peace over your heart. I speak faith over your waiting. I speak divine expectation over your tomorrow. What you prayed for is very near. Hold steady, remain hopeful, for God has confirmed it, and He will fulfill it. My beloved soul, breathe for a moment, and feel the weight of what has just been spoken settle gently upon your heart, because heaven does not speak casually, and when God confirms something, He confirms it with layers, with depth, with precision that only eternity can design. That stranger was not the climax. They were the opening of a sealed scroll. Listen carefully, because what follows is not imagination. It is revelation. You have been asking for clarity, not only about who your true soulmate is, but about whether you are truly ready to receive them. And here is the hidden mercy in what just happened. God did not send the stranger merely to identify your soulmate. He sent them to expose your readiness. When their words stirred you, when your spirit leaped, when peace washed over you instead of anxiety, that was evidence that your heart has matured. A year ago, you might have reacted in desperation. Months ago, you might have chased the sign impulsively. But now you are still. You are discerning. You are grounded. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment, because this is where heaven reveals your growth. The waiting season did not weaken you, it strengthened you. James 1:4 says, "Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, lacking nothing." You are no longer lacking. You are no longer chasing validation. You are no longer begging for crumbs of affection. You have been refined. The tears purified your expectations. The silence strengthened your faith. The disappointments recalibrated your standards. And now when confirmation arrives, you receive it with quiet confidence instead of chaotic emotion. That is transformation. That is preparation. That is divine readiness. Stay with me till the end, because something powerful is still unfolding. There is a reason the stranger appeared now and not earlier. Timing in the spirit realm is precise. Had confirmation come too soon, you would have doubted it. Had it come too late, you might have grown weary. But it came at the exact intersection of your surrender and your stability. You recently reached a place where you said, "Lord, I trust you even if it never happens." And it was in that surrender that heaven moved. Because when desire becomes worship instead of obsession, God releases acceleration. Psalm 37:4 says, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." You began delighting in Him more than in the promise. And that shift unlocked something in the unseen realm. The stranger's confirmation was heaven's response to your surrender. My beloved soul, do not leave yet. Heaven has more to reveal. There are spiritual laws at work that you cannot see. Divine unions are guarded fiercely. They are not allowed to form prematurely. They are not allowed to be corrupted by insecurity. They are not allowed to be birthed in emotional chaos. God protects covenant love with silence until both hearts are aligned. That is why you experience delays. That is why doors closed unexpectedly. That is why certain connections dissolved painfully. It was not rejection, it was redirection. And now, because both you and your true soulmate have crossed necessary thresholds of healing, confirmation could safely be released. The stranger was heaven's signal that alignment has reached completion stage. Hear this deeply. Your true soulmate has also been receiving confirmation in their own way. Perhaps not through the same method, but through dreams, through sermons, through quiet realizations, through sudden clarity. You are not the only one being prepared. Heaven is working on both ends. And when two prepared hearts meet, the union is peaceful, not chaotic. It is steady, not dramatic. It is grounded, not unstable. My beloved soul, remain attentive, because the final word will change everything. There is something else you must understand. The stranger did not give you new information. They awakened what was already seated within you. That is how you know it was from God. When God confirms something, it resonates instead of shocks. It aligns instead of confuses. It settles instead of agitates. 1 Corinthians 14:33 says, "For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace." After that encounter, beneath the initial surprise, there was peace. That peace is your compass. Guard it. Do not allow outside voices to contaminate it. Not every friend will understand what you sensed. Not every person will validate your discernment. But you were not called to crowd confirmation. You were given personal revelation. And personal revelation requires quiet stewardship. My beloved soul, do not rush ahead trying to force manifestation. The stranger confirmed identity, but God controls timing. There is still divine choreography unfolding. Think of Joseph, who received dreams of destiny long before fulfillment. The dream was real, but the process was necessary. Likewise, your confirmation is real, but the unfolding will be orchestrated with care. Stay patient. Stay surrendered. Stay watchful without being anxious. Heaven is watching. God has not forgotten you. The reason this confirmation feels so emotional is because it touched a wound that once bled deeply. You feared you would never be seen fully. You feared your depth would intimidate the wrong people forever. You feared your loyalty would be taken advantage of again. But the stranger's words quietly whispered, "The one meant for you exists." And in that whisper, healing began. My beloved soul, allow that healing to continue. Do not armor yourself again. Do not rebuild walls that God already dismantled. The true soulmate sent for you will not require you to shrink. They will not require you to compete. They will not require you to chase. Divine love flows toward alignment naturally. Song of Solomon 3:4 says, "I have found the one whom my soul loves." That verse is not fantasy. It is prophecy over your life. And the stranger's confirmation was a preview of that declaration. Stay with me because the atmosphere is shifting even now. There is acceleration in the spirit. You may begin noticing subtle signs, repeated themes, unexpected intersections. Do not obsess over them, but do not ignore them either. God speaks in patterns. He confirms through repetition. And when he decides a season is changing, he makes it unmistakable. The waiting season is not ending abruptly. It is transitioning gracefully. You will sense increased peace. You will sense decreased doubt. You will sense unusual confidence rising. That is because the foundation has been laid. My beloved soul, hear this final layer of revelation. The stranger was also sent to test your obedience. Will you trust what God confirmed, or will you retreat back into skepticism? Faith requires response, not frantic action, but internal agreement. Type, "I receive this," not as superstition, but as alignment. Let your heart agree with heaven, because when agreement forms, acceleration follows. Amos 3:3 asks, "Can two walk together unless they agree?" Agreement with God opens doors that effort cannot force. Your agreement is powerful. And now, I declare this over you, with holy boldness. The identity of your true soulmate is no longer clouded. Confusion is dissolving. Counterfeits are losing access. Divine alignment is tightening. The stranger was the trumpet, but the encounter is coming. It will not be chaotic. It will not be dramatic in a destructive way. It will feel like recognition. It will feel like home. It will feel like peace meeting passion without conflict. My beloved soul, what you prayed for is very near, closer than your fear suggests, closer than your doubt whispers. Heaven has confirmed it. God has orchestrated it. And in the perfect appointed time, you will stand in awe of how precisely he arranged every detail. Until then, remain steady, remain pure in heart, remain hopeful without anxiety, because the God who sent a stranger to confirm your true soulmate is the same God who will bring that soulmate before you at the exact right moment. And when it happens, you will remember this message. You will remember this stirring. You will remember this confirmation. And you will say, with tears of gratitude, heaven was guiding me all along. Peace over your heart now, Faith over your mind now. Expectation over your future now. It is done in the Spirit, and what is done in the Spirit cannot be undone on earth. My beloved soul, as you sit with this word, something within you is settling into a holy stillness, and that stillness is not emptiness. It is sacred anticipation. Listen carefully, because what I am about to unfold will stretch your understanding of how deeply heaven has been involved in your love story. The stranger was not only confirmation of identity, the stranger was evidence of surveillance from the spirit realm. Heaven is watching. Every prayer you whispered about your future spouse was heard. Every night you placed your hand over your heart and said, Lord, prepare us both, was recorded in eternity. You thought those prayers dissolved into silence, but silence was not absence, it was construction. God was building something you could not yet see. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment, because the depth of what is happening around you cannot be grasped casually. There are divine intersections being arranged. There are delays that were actually protections. There are detours that were actually escorts, guiding you away from heartbreak that would have derailed your destiny. And now, because you remained faithful in the waiting, heaven is releasing clarity without chaos. The stranger's voice was calm. The confirmation was simple. That is how God moves. When he is sealing something authentic, he does not shout. He whispers with authority. And your spirit recognized that authority. You did not feel manipulation. You did not feel pressure. You felt alignment. Proverbs 19:21 says, Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. You had your plans. You imagined timelines. You calculated possibilities. But God's purpose has been prevailing quietly behind the scenes. And now that purpose is emerging from shadow into light. Stay with me till the end, because what is about to be revealed will anchor your faith deeper than ever before. You must understand that divine love is not random attraction. It is spiritual assignment. When God designs a union, it carries purpose beyond emotion. It carries healing beyond romance. It carries generational impact beyond personal happiness. That is why your journey has not been easy. The enemy does not fight what is ordinary. He resists what is ordained. And your connection with your true soulmate has been marked in the spirit long before you recognized it in the natural. That stranger unknowingly stepped into a pre-written chapter. They spoke lines that were already authored in heaven. And when they spoke, chains of doubt began to break. My beloved soul, do not leave yet. Heaven has more to reveal. There is a reason your heart did not race in anxiety after that encounter. Instead, it rested. That rest is prophetic. Hebrews 4:9 speaks of a rest that remains for the people of God. When something is truly from Him, it invites rest. Counterfeits invite urgency. Fear invites chasing. But divine alignment invites peace. And peace is the signature of God's hand. If you felt peace after the stranger spoke, that is your confirmation within the confirmation. You have grown into a place where you no longer confuse intensity with destiny. You now discern consistency over chemistry. You now value character over charm. And because your standards have been purified, your blessing can safely arrive. My beloved soul, remain attentive, because the final word will shift your perspective forever. The stranger was also a mirror. Through their words, God showed you how far you have come. There was a time when you would have doubted yourself immediately. There was a time when you would have asked 10 people for opinions. There was a time when insecurity would have drowned out discernment. But now you felt something, and you held it quietly between you and God. That maturity is evidence that you are ready for covenant. Covenant requires stability. Covenant requires self-awareness. Covenant requires healed identity. And you have been undergoing identity restoration for months, maybe years. God has been reminding you who you are outside of relationship, so that when relationship comes, it does not define you, it complements you. My beloved soul, hear this clearly. Your true soulmate is not coming to complete you. They are coming to walk beside you as two whole individuals aligned by God. That is why the preparation has been internal first. Psalm 138:8 says, "The Lord will fulfill his purpose for me." That purpose includes love, but it also includes growth. And growth has been happening quietly within you. You have become softer yet stronger. You have become discerning yet compassionate. You have become patient yet expectant. That balance is rare, and that rarity is why your union is guarded so carefully. Stay with me, because what I am about to declare carries prophetic fire. The season of wondering if it is them is closing. The season of knowing is beginning. There will be undeniable clarity soon. Not forced, not dramatic, but undeniable. Conversations will flow naturally. Doors will open without struggle. Timing will align without manipulation. And when it unfolds, it will feel orchestrated, not accidental. My beloved soul, heaven is aligning calendars you cannot see. Hearts are being nudged. Courage is being stirred in your true soulmate. Even now, they may not fully understand what they are feeling yet, but God is awakening them. Just as He awakened you through a stranger, He is awakening them through divine whispers. You are closer than you realize. The distance that once felt vast is narrowing, and the Holy Spirit is breathing on this connection with gentleness and authority. Do not rush ahead trying to calculate when or how. Let God surprise you. Let Him demonstrate His precision. Let Him show you that when He confirms something, He completes it. Philippians 4:7 speaks of the peace of God that surpasses understanding. That peace is settling over you as you listen. That peace is guarding your heart against fear. That peace is telling you it is safe to believe again. My beloved soul, believe again. Believe without desperation. Believe without obsession. Believe with surrendered confidence. Because the God who sent a stranger to confirm your true soulmate is the same God who parts seas, who restores years lost to locusts, who redeems what seemed wasted. Joel 2:25 says, "I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten." If you feel time was stolen from your love story, restoration is coming. Not partial restoration, but full redemption. The years of confusion will make sense. The heartbreak will reveal its purpose. The delays will show their protection, and you will see that nothing was random. My beloved soul, let this truth settle deep within you. You are not behind schedule. You are on divine timing. The stranger's appearance was heaven's timestamp. It marked the shift from preparation to approach. And now I speak this over you with reverence and authority. Your true soulmate is not a distant dream. They are a present reality moving toward manifestation. The spiritual confirmation has already been released. The natural encounter is aligning. Keep your heart open. Keep your spirit sensitive. Keep your faith steady, because what you prayed for is not fading. It is forming. What you longed for is not lost. It is approaching. And when it arrives, it will not feel rushed. It will feel right. My beloved soul, rest tonight, knowing that heaven has confirmed your promise. Rest knowing that God has not forgotten you. Rest knowing that this is not coincidence. You were led here on purpose. The stranger was sent. The identity is sealed. The timing is unfolding. And very soon you will step into the answered prayer you once cried over. Peace be upon your heart. Faith rise within your spirit. Expectation awaken in your soul. It is nearer than you think. And as this word settles into your spirit, my beloved soul, let your heart whisper yes to what heaven has confirmed. The same God who authored this divine encounter will author the meeting, the recognition, and the covenant. You will not strive for it. You will step into it. You will not beg for it. You will receive it. Trust the orchestration. Trust the timing. Trust the one who sent a stranger as proof that your promise is alive. What you prayed for is at the door. Stand in faith. Remain in peace. Your true soulmate is nearer than ever before. Type Amen.